Hey there folks, welcome to Spectrum Pulse. We talk about music, movies, art and culture, and this is Billboard Breakdown. So, once again, this week we're dealing with the last fragments of 2014, even as the new hits of 2015 begin to rise up the charts. And yet, even despite the turnover to a new number one, trust me, we'll get to it, I'm as excited as anybody, I can't help but look down at some of the justly deserved gains and see a whole load of crap bubbling up at the very bottom of the charts. Folks, there are some bad songs that ended up here this week, and trust me, it's not gonna be pretty cleaning them out. But before we deal with the garbage, let's talk about our top 10 and the big news, a new number one. Yes, as expected, the replacement for Taylor Swift is the smash hit Uptown Funk from first-timer at the top Mark Ronson and consistent hitmaker Bruno Mars. And really, it's been a long time coming. Mark Ronson's been fighting to get chart success in the United States for years now. And while Bruno Mars has spent a considerable amount of his career recreating classic retro genres, this is probably one of his best. I still don't think it's his best song overall. His collaboration with CeeLo and B.O.B., the other side from way back in 2010, it looms pretty tall over his entire career, but it's definitely welcome thanks to impressive swagger, a killer bassline, and synth and horns that balance sleaze with a ton of charisma. Coupled with the fact that it's a genuine funk smash hit like we haven't had in decades, even though I'm still kind of on the fence with it being a great song, I can definitely enjoy it. So okay, let's ask the question here. How did it snatch the crown away from Blank Space, which is currently sitting at number 2? Well, it's mostly a combination of little factors. Blank Space seems to have finally reached a peak in airplay, and despite its YouTube dominance, Uptown Funk had slightly stronger sales and streaming, giving it just enough of a lead. It's helped out that it edged out Take Me to Church by Hozier just enough, even though its airplay seems to have slowed considerably despite a good sales week, which keeps it at number 3. Shame that the song isn't destined for number 1 now, although if Hozier were to drop Jackie and Wilson as his next single, he might have a shot at keeping his buzz going. Okay. My fond hopes aside, the rest of the top 10 didn't exactly surprise me all that much. Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran justly snapped its back its number 4 slot thanks to, well, strong sales and finally catching up a little bit in airplay, which forces Lips Are Movin' by Meghan Trainor back down to number 5, even despite some good sales. The next two, All About That Bass at number 6 and Shake It Off actually rising to number 7, they owe their success to year-end radio airplay and in Taylor's case, a surprisingly strong sales week. This has pushed I'm Not the Only One by Sam Smith back to number 8, which despite still not peaking in airplay, seriously, the radio loves this guy, it doesn't quite have the sales or the YouTube to really push it higher. The last two are probably simplest of all to discuss, with Jealous by Nick Jonas rising up to number 9 simply by being healthier across the board than Animals by Maroon 5, which is probably on its last legs, even despite the latter song's slight year-end airplay boost. Now this takes us to our losers, and honestly, it's a bit of a dry week. The last of the Christmas songs dropped out of the charts from Pentatonix and Ariana Grande, and from there wasn't any long-time dropouts, just tracks not finding enough traction on the radio, like Break the Rules by Charlie XCX or Masterpiece by Jessie J. Hell, even our chart losers this week aren't all that interesting. Better Lies by Nicki Minaj and Skylar Grey drops to number 91 because there's no video for it yet, and the song has little to no momentum. Earned It by The Weeknd plummets after its debut last week to number 87 because, well, it's an underwhelming and disappointing take for 50 Shades of Grey subject material, especially coming from The Weeknd. He could have done better. Dear Future Husband by Meghan Trainor drops to number 84, but you just know it'll rise the second Meghan Trainor's album gets some more airplay. And Trumpets by Jason Derulo drops to number 40 because, well, it's a song on its last legs, and now people are probably started thinking, is it weird that your ass reminds me of a Kanye West song? Are they just thinking that's stupid in every single possible way? But really where things get most interesting is in our gainers, most of which are from 2015 songs gaining or regaining their traction. In the latter case, Close Your Eyes by Parmalee and Till It's Gone by Kenny Chesney rose to number 74 and 68 respectively, well, because country radio is desperately searching for something to fill time, which is the same reason Randy Houser's Pretty Damn Good Like a Cowboy went up to number 83. Hell, if I'm being honest, most of the gains are actually pretty damn good this week. Something Big by Shawn Mendes goes to 80, Style by Taylor Swift goes to 71, Pitbull and Neo's collaboration Time of Our Lives continues to rocket up the charts and breaks the top 40 at number 33, and despite the fact that it's very much Killer's Light, Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon regained some traction going up to number 77. But even the songs I'm not as much of a fan of, they aren't bad, and Prince Royce and Snoop Dogg Stuck on a Feeling to 78, She Knows by by Neo and featuring Juicy J going up, and Prayer in C by Lilywood finally rising to number 60 with the Robin Schulz remix to start matching some of its UK success. These are all passable songs that I do kind of appreciate. And hell, when you start looking at the returning songs on this list, most of them look pretty passable too. Starting with...
So say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo.
I already talked about this song a couple weeks ago, and while I still don't love Geronimo, I've got no issue with more songs on the folkier side of pop rock getting airplay on the radio, and this is a pretty good one, especially with the vocal interplay and the low piano chords and the guitar groove. I'll take it. Now, I've gone on record for not being a Calvin Harris fan, like at all, especially when Armin van Buuren, Tiesto, and Avicii exist, but there are elements I do like about Outside. I like the defined edge of the ragged strings, the frustrated feel of the lyrics, and Ellie Goulding's delivery that might not be as raw as the song really needs, but it's still workable. But I honestly think part of the problem here is actually the beat. For as prominent as the melodies are, which is definitely a good thing for Calvin Harris, the beat just feels a little bit underweight and lacking in a real driving groove. Overall, it's a passable song, and by Calvin Harris standards, it's definitely one of his less grating tracks, but I don't know, I get the feeling that it really should have been better. And that's all the returning songs. And you're all thinking, well, that's not that bad, right? Well, strap in, folks, because to start, number 100, I Mean It by G-Eazy featuring Remo.
You know, I mean it. Yeah, just know, I mean it. Yeah, just know, I mean it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Man, I can't help but feel that I should like this song a lot more than I do because G-Eazy isn't a bad rapper, at least on a technical level. His rhymes are at least well constructed. Just a shame that the subject material is entirely recycled around screwing some guy's girlfriend and getting money. It's not helped by Remo on the hook doing his best Future impression, easy way to lose a lot of points with me, and hollow feeling pseudo trap production that's actually pretty damn good with some subtle melodic interplay that I did appreciate. And yet, probably my biggest issue with the song is G-Eazy's delivery. It sounds like he's almost reading his lyrics, his cadence being so flat that I've got a hard time getting a really solid vibe from him. Overall, the song is not terrible, but man alive, it should have been a lot better. Number 99, Ain't Worth the Whiskey by Cole Swindell.
I might close this place down, but don't think for a second I'm out to drown your memory. Baby, you ain't worth the whiskey.
You've gotta be kidding me. I thought we were done with this bad bro country last year. Is country music so desperate and bankrupt right now that we're getting a third single from Cole Swindell? Okay, in case none of you know who this guy is, and believe me, that wouldn't surprise me considering I reviewed this guy last February as one of the worst albums of 2014, bar none. Cole Swindell started out in the same frat house as Luke Bryant before selling merch for him on tour, and then later striking out as a songwriter. And for some bizarre reason, we've got a third single from him on the Billboard Hot 100, and it's the worst one yet. And yet on first glimpse, it might not seem that bad. The guitars have a little bit of polish, even though the cymbals production really is muddy. Cole Swindell does have a bit of energy, but it's the lyrics that really piss me off. See, Cole Swindell, he's at a bar, he's pounding whiskey, and yet it's not Over the X, who he constantly references throughout the song. It's for a good country song or old friends because the girl ain't worth the whiskey. Yeah, kinda hard for me to buy into the fact that you aren't over her if you spend the verses mentioning her, or if her friends see you drunk off your ass, it's just not over her. And the song just comes across as unbelievably pissy and unconvincing from him. And then he tries to drag the troops in overseas into this, and the song takes into the outright awful territory because it smacks of the cheapest form of country pandering and attempts to garner sympathy where none is deserved. Where Jake Owen managed to nail this sort of nuance of life at the party, Cole Swindell fumbles it in the worst possible way. And the fact that this is charting over songs like She Don't Love You by Eric Posley lower down the country airplay charts is a goddamn crime. Ugh. Number 98, Take It On Back by Chase Bryant. Okay, part 2 of Bro Country, and really, you can only go up after Cole Swindell. And Chase Bryant's Taken On Back is better, despite distinctly more electronic and stiff production and weaker technical songwriting. But it's the backing vocals that really bug me here. They sound way too synthetic and high-pitched to fit in with the twang of the country rock vibe of the song. But at the end of the day, Chase Bryant is making a song overloaded with mediocre country cliches. It's only just kind of bland, and at least it has got a guitar solo in the outro that I kind of liked. I'll take that over the obnoxiousness of Cole Swindell any day of the week. Number 97, A Guy Walks Into a Bar by Tyler Farr.
Then one night our tail lights fade out into the dark, and a guy walks into a bar.
Okay, what the hell? Is this C-list Bro Country singles debut week or something? While some of you might remember Cole Swindell, I guarantee even less of you remember Tyler Farr's ode to being a stalker and completely missing the point on the title track of his generally mediocre album Redneck Crazy that I reviewed way back in 2013. He followed up with Whiskey in the Water, which was a little bit better. So what do we get from his debut single from his as of yet untitled sophomore release? Well, much to my complete shock, a pretty damn great song. I honest to God did not expect this from Tyler Farr, but not only did he move more towards the spacier country production of Dierks Bentley, Dustin Lynch, and even a bit of Brad Paisley, it's probably one of the best songs he's ever performed, even though he didn't write it. And I've got to give a lot of credit to Tyler Farr's delivery. The thick rasp in his voice that I've always liked, it's a fantastic fit for the frustrated anger of the song, taking the cliche of the bar hook out that eventually sputters out, and just being sick of the bad joke that it is. Tyler Farr, I originally thought you were destined to be forgotten when the Bro Country scene flamed out, but if you're going in this direction, okay, I'm on board, because this song, pretty damn excellent. Great job. Number 95, What We Aint Got by Jake Owen.
She's moving on, but I guess I'm not. Yeah, we all want what we ain't got.
Okay, I was originally planning this to be my solitary reprieve from the onslaught of bad Bro Country when I first looked at the Billboard Hot 100, but then Tyler Farr came the hell out of nowhere. But yeah, if you saw my Jake Owen review way back in 2013, you already know this song is excellent. Jake Owen apparently fought to make this his next single to avoid being typecast as the party guy, which he kind of could have avoided if he released Ghost Town or Life of the Party, but you know what, that's besides the point, because What We Aint Got is the rare country piano ballad that just knocks it out of the park. And while the song could have coasted by on Jake Owen's great performance, seriously, this guy should be an A-lister by now. The man has star-level charisma and emotional power. Great work here. It's the songwriting that hits home really powerfully, capturing the grief that comes with a painful breakup and trying to get over it. Gorgeously melodic with a ton of real emotion. I can only pray this catches on really strong because Jake Owen kills this. Beautiful song. Number 93, Take Your Time by Sam Hunt.
I ain't gonna waste my life. I don't have to take your heart. I just wanna take your time.
And just like that, we're back to the junk. To be fair, for our next Bro Country song on the list, it's arguably the best performed. Sam Hunt does have a good voice, and there's a good melody backing this song, even despite the influx of drum machines and very stiff production. But while I don't mind the half-rap, half-sung delivery that some country critics hated, once again, it's the lyrical content that sinks this track. And once again, on first glance, it doesn't seem all that bad. A supposedly sensitive guy trying not to be like all the other guys at the bar, saying he doesn't want to go home with the girls, he just wants to take their time. But really, it's the bridge that makes the song feel so incredibly disingenuous. If he just wants to be alone with this girl, and he's so incredibly nervous, and her girlfriends are coming over to ward him off, he's just full of shit. And he's playing at self-awareness for his edge, only just taking her time because he can't get the green light anywhere else. As a pickup maneuver, it's just so see-through and dishonest. And combined with the most blatantly pop production yet, I'm sorry, no, skip this song. Number 92, Throw Some Mo by Rae Sremmurd, featuring Nicki Minaj and Young Thug.
Throw some more. Throw some more. Throw some more.
Slim Jimmy.
Well, I should have seen this coming. Pushes the third single, it's easily one of the worst songs off Shrem Life, partially based on the basis of blown potential. Interchangeable trap production with one of the most pathetically limp keyboard lines Mike Well Made It has ever provided, and only placing Nicki Minaj on the hook instead of actually giving her a verse. It places our duo, unsurprisingly, at a strip club, where Slim Jimmy plans to buy the stripper by emptying out the ATM, and Sway Lee spends the majority of his verse in a drugged out haze before trying to steal a girlfriend. Wait a minute, if this girl is at the strip club with her boyfriend, do you honestly think you've got a chance in hell of breaking them up, especially considering you're treating her just like all the other strippers? And then there's Young Thug's verse, which has some of the sloppiest flow on the song about screwing girls in the kitchen. Dude, that's gross. That's how you get yeast infections. Getting them to make out with each other, okay. And then saying it's okay to lie with them because, and I quote, "my sway's the truth." Yeah, because that'll make girls come back to you. I think at this point, this is all I can say. This song is trash. In a just world, it would get no more attention. Unfortunately, we don't live in a just world. Next. And finally, number 35, Only One by Kanye West featuring Paul
Just like the
McCartney.
morning sun, you keep on rising till the sky knows your name. Hello, my only one. Remember who you are. No, you're not perfect, but you're not your mistakes.
God, it feels like I'm coming up for air for a song that doesn't blow ass. Putting aside the oddness of this collaboration or the fact that Kanye has chosen to return to the spotlight with one of the most interestingly framed songs of his career, well, how is it? Honestly, I'm not quite sure. The lyrical idea, speaking from the perspective of his deceased mother to try to lend Kanye some form of solace again despite his insecurities and his neuroses, it's innovative, but despite how heartfelt it is, it feels a little bit self-serving. With the usage of the auto-tune creating the same separation from his emotions that fueled the power of 808s and heartbreak, and yet this time speaking from the perspective of another because he just can't cope with how raw his emotions might run. That's really potent stuff, but I don't know. Same from his mom's perspective, just rings a little bit off to me, just a little bit self-aggrandizing. It probably helped if the production and the instrumentation was a little bit better. The stripped back fuzzy piano melody, it's agreeable, but the oscillating binaural auto-tune production really does not help the vocals. And I really would like to hear more from Paul McCartney beyond just some backing vocals. He's a good singer, I like him. Overall, it's not a bad song, but I feel it becoming more of a curiosity more than the smash hit some of his other auto-tune songs have been, like Love Lockdown and Heartless. So that was this week, and honestly, while there was a lot of crap this week, it did turn out a shade bit better than I expected. For the best, Jake Owen takes it this week easily with What We Ain't Got, but an easy runner-up comes courtesy of Tyler Farr as a guy walks into a bar, which really is better than it has any right to be coming from him. As for the worst, okay, I'm giving it to throw some of because it's a disaster of incompetence and mismanagement all the way through, but Ain't Worth the Whiskey is damn close for just offending all of my country sensibilities in the worst possible way. Still, I have to hope for better next week, although considering next week will likely feature even more of Rae Sremmurd, I doubt it. But you know what? That's until later. So until then, I'm Mark, you're watching Billboard Breakdown on Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.